Thanks, you guys. Okay, I did dry January. Did anyone else here do it? Yeah, okay. I did not drink, I just had a yeast infection, but hope that worked out for you. A yeast infection is kind of the worst thing that can happen to someone whose main ways of relaxing are either taking a bath or jerking off. Basically a terminal diagnosis in my community. I was like, I've taken the difficult decision to not pursue treatment, let's just pull the plug. Let's just end it here. It was honestly like very stressful and it was a really difficult time for me, so just know that if I was a huge bitch to you in January, it's just because I think you're annoying. I also just happened to have a yeast infection. I quit my job recently, which was yeah, thank you. I had to quit because I stopped doing it a long time ago, so no real option. But in the last few weeks of my job, I just stopped doing work for people that I didn't respect. You know, we all know them. Like I don't respect people who use the word piggybacking in a work setting. Piggybacking is for children, and on occasion, adults flirting in a swimming pool. Whenever someone would do this, I'd always have to one-up them. I'd be like, yeah, and just to doggy style off of what Jessica HR liked that joke so much they wrote it down and put it in a binder. They really loved it. My neighbor's ex-girlfriend is stalking her. And when I first found out her stalker was a woman, I was like, woo! But then I was like, wait, that's not feminism, it's just a misdemeanor. But she's been trying to enter our building by getting into the building next door, taking the stairs to the roof, hopping over to our building and entering through our roof door. So it's giving chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo for our Mary Poppins heads and She has been doing this and she has been trying to enter through the roof door, and my neighbors don't think it's funny that I leave out milk and cookies for her. My sense of humor is not for everyone, and I've accepted that. That's fine. I just started Girl Talk. Yeah, that's what I'm calling therapy. I've been feeling kind of sad recently, and I tend to dissociate from my emotions, so I didn't even realize this until one day I cracked an egg and 2 yolks came out and I just started crying. Oh, okay, something must be wrong. And I do try to practice mindfulness and like all that shit, but sometimes I worry I'm too far gone for it to make any difference, you know? Like, I journal every day, but I shoplifted the journal. But it's okay, it's from TJ Maxx, and stealing is allowed there. How else are they gonna get rid of all that shit? It's true. People are sometimes impressed when they learn that I journal every day, but they wouldn't be if they read what I was writing. This morning, the first sentence I wrote down was, fuck. English muffins are so good. I wrote that and I was like, it's hard, but I'm doing the work. I'm also pretty sure you're not growing as a person if you're writing LMAO in your journal. I think that means there's still work to be done. I actually just broke up with my therapist. I had to end it with her because since seeing her, I've actually been acting more toxic. You know, at the beginning of the year, I had resolved to gossip a little bit less, and now that's just completely out the window. You know, now I'm zooming into my friends' B-reels to see what medications they're on. I'm using red receipts for psychological warfare. You know, therapy has had the reverse effect. But in retrospect, I'm not really sure that quitting therapy was the right decision for me, considering I drafted the email while eating a pudding cup in the shower. Yikes. You would think that would be a sign. The number of sad Drake playlists that I follow has gone from 2 to 4. Crunch the numbers, that's an 100% increase. We need therapy now more than ever. But until I find a new psychiatrist, what I've been doing is I've been saving all the sugar pills from my birth control packets, and I take one every morning and I pretend that it's an antidepressant. And if that sounds so crazy to you, then tell me why I'm the happiest I've ever been. Thank you. Yeah, that does deserve a round of applause. No, I have been feeling like very fragile, and I've been crying a lot. And anything will make me cry these days. Like, I started crying watching a TikTok of LeBron James. You guys, I barely know who that man is. No idea. And it wasn't even him playing basketball, it was just a video of him hugging people. It's like him hugging a concessions woman he knocked over. Him hugging a man who made a half-court shot for a large sum of money. Okay, I'm crying watching videos of LeBron James as if they're videos of soldiers coming home from Afghanistan. Like, I'm crying crying way more watching videos of LeBron than like I did when my actual dad came back from actual Afghanistan. But that's because he went in 2016, so it was like literally chill. I don't think people are doing that anymore, so he was so dramatic about it when he was like deployed. He sat me and my sister down and he was like, girls, I'm going to Afghanistan. And I was like, and I'm going to Sephora. I was like, no one cares. My dad went to Afghanistan when Dua Lipa was in the top 40. That's too late. We know that's too late. And at first I thought he was like maybe doing it for attention, and I was like, Dad, if that's the case, just like get an earring or something. I was like, Dad, get in the car, I'll drive you to Claire's. We don't have to do all of this. You don't have to do it. I don't really think it counts as war when you're sending selfies. He would send us a selfie of him in a helicopter as if it was fucking Space Mountain. I was like, whatever happened to trench warfare? Also, why is your Wi-Fi better than mine right now? I've been taking some L's in the love department recently. I had my feelings hurt so badly recently that I saw a commercial for Old Spice, and the slogan of the ad was, "Men have skin too." And my first thought was, but do they deserve it? You know you're down bad when your yoga with Adrian searches start getting really specific. Right now my searches are like, yoga to salvage your dignity when you are wronged by someone with a podcast. Yoga to manifest male pattern baldness. I am trying to rebound, but it's hard. It's very hard to meet new people in the city, you know, especially like with my personality and the way that I act. And so I've resorted to texting former lovers, you know, just going on a reunion tour with all my old hoes. It's just easier that way. And there was this one guy that I wanted to meet up with in particular, but I didn't know what to say to him without sounding too random. You know, at this point it had been over a year since I had last spoken to him. So I asked my friend for advice, and he said, just say you saw something that made you think of him. I was like, that's pretty good. So I texted him and I was like, hey, it's been a while. I saw my clit and I thought of you. Makes you think. I was actually dating someone not too long ago, and we ended things, and the breakup was hard. You know, it's been an adjustment being on my own again. Today, a pigeon outside my window flapped its wings so hard it sounded like cheeks clapping. And I was like, I'm gonna call him. Okay, one time I had sex with this guy, and I hope to do that again soon someday.